Welcome to The Explainer. So, when a massive workload hits your desk, the modern instinct, really the temptation, is to instantly rush to automate it, right? But hold on a second. Jumping straight into unexamined workflows is actually a pretty dangerous move. Today, we're tackling a major operational bottleneck that is literally stalling smart professionals all across New Zealand and Australia. We are going to dig into exactly why process optimization absolutely must happen before automation.
Because here's the thing. Automating a bloated task simply locks in institutional waste. Running a messy, historical workflow straight into a large language model, that doesn't make your role strategic. It honestly just accelerates the production of corporate junk. If you're applying advanced models to steps that, well, nobody actually cares about, you aren't improving efficiency. You're just masking the underlying redundancy of the task itself, flooding your organization with useless information that drives exactly zero decisions.
And this creates a very real, distinct career risk for mid-level professionals. Think about it like this. You have the fast software user. If you're just using tools to make useless tasks happen faster, you become easily replaceable the literal second the software updates. Now contrast that with the operations designer. This person is a strategic asset. We're talking about a professional who rigorously parses a workflow, totally eliminates decades of accumulated corporate waste, and designs a lean, highly effective methodology.
To really see this in action, let's look at a real workspace scenario from an infrastructure firm over in Brisbane. A senior logistics manager there was spending 4 hours every single Friday compiling this massive 14-page field status report. As you can probably imagine, burying yourself in a 14-page document right before the weekend, huge, painful drain on their weekly analytical hours. It was just completely packed with asset metrics, site update paragraphs, historical timeline tables, the whole shebang.
So naturally, the manager decided to optimize. They spent an entire weekend building a really complex, multi-tool prompt sequence. This sequence parsed the raw site data, matched the columns, and automatically drafted the entire 14-page text block. It got the whole process down to under 10 minutes. On the surface, this looked like an absolute game changer, right? I mean, recovering nearly 4 hours of desk time a week sounds amazing.
Well, hold that thought. During a systems review 3 months later, a pretty striking reality emerged. 0 opens in 90 days. The operations director who received the report hadn't opened the attached file even once. Why? Because they were getting the only 2 numbers they actually cared about from a quick text exchange on Thursday afternoons. The entire 14-page document and that complex prompt system built to support it was completely redundant. The manager had simply automated a bottleneck that should have been eliminated in the first place.
Which brings us directly to the sensible reduction framework. This is built on a really powerful foundational principle. Reduce first, simplify second, and automate last. True workflow capability relies on process reduction, not just software speed. Before you let any technical model touch a task sequence, you absolutely must pass every single step through a rigorous audit matrix.
So how exactly do we do that? You systematically apply this 4-step reduction sequence to clean your process before any software tool even looks at the pipeline. First, remove. Evaluate if the task actually drives commercial decisions. If not, cut it. Second, eliminate. Strip out any descriptive paragraphs or fields that don't actually alter the recipient's understanding. Third, unify. Combine separate data streams into a single workspace so you can stop context switching. And fourth, compress. Force that surviving workflow into half the time or half the text length to ensure maximum clarity.
Let's look at how this methodology really proves its power. Take a process at a Christchurch infrastructure enterprise. Their original baseline required gathering logs from 3 field teams to create a 6-page pack. That took 5 hours of processing time. But instead of automating that mess, the manager actually spoke to the directors and found out they only needed 2 specific variance metrics. By applying our reduction filters, they unified those primary metrics and compressed the update into a simple 3-row dashboard panel. The processing time dropped from 5 hours down to just 20 minutes. And get this, they did all of this without ever opening a conversational interface.
Now, we absolutely need to pivot to a non-negotiable reality of modern workflows, and that's corporate compliance. When you're simplifying corporate processes, you have to establish permanent human safety checks. Process modifications must never, and I mean never, compromise legal protection rules or organizational governance limits. You are the one responsible for ensuring that speed doesn't suddenly replace accuracy and security.
To maintain that secure technical loop, you've got to enforce strict checking boundaries. Only use whitelisted, approved tools. Enforce secure local data processing. And, if you're in regulated sectors, you need to align with frameworks like the New Zealand Government Responsible AI Guidance. But most importantly, mandate strict human verification checkpoints. At the end of the day, ultimate organizational efficiency still relies entirely on mandatory human observation and professional judgment before any document leaves your desk.
So, what does this all mean for you? The crucial question to ask yourself this week is this: are you just making useless tasks run faster? Take a look at your calendar, find your biggest administrative friction point, and actually apply the sensible reduction matrix to it. Strip away that institutional waste before you ever even think about clicking Automate. Clean your pipeline, build a highly focused baseline, and make your true professional capability visible. Because if you don't do it, who will?